Hello, welcome back. When last we left off, I believe we had... I don't really remember what we were doing. Oh yeah, we were doing a bunch of quests. We just made a steam dynamo, and basically we did a whole bunch of stuff. Didn't really accomplish much, but we did get a couple more hearts, so we got a bit of a buffer zone now. As you can see, I made a few changes. That's all still mostly the same, but I did figure out how you set up filters on these. Basically, I moved one of the tanks, the drums that was holding the sludge up there, because we don't really need it anymore. It's burning off the sludge just as quickly as it's made. I moved it over here, and stupid thing, stop spitting stuff out. And what you can do is it fills this up with metal. Then you take a bucket and once it gets over 1,000, you can take a bucket and fill the bucket up. And then you just put the bucket in the, let me get an empty hand here so I can show you. You put an empty bucket, a full bucket of metal in here, and it actually adds the filter. So this one's set up to only take silver. The one on the inside is to only take iron. I'm in the middle of making one for tin, but it kind of fills slowly whenever it's actually functioning properly, because it would prefer to actually go into these basins rather than the drum. I think they're a little bit closer, actually, since I had to kind of snake the pipe around this way. So I'm just slowly adding more filters to these, which I don't even know why I'm wasting time on it, because we're going to be ripping all this stuff out pretty soon, I think, anyways. As far as our farm goes, that's all still about pretty much the same. I did, however, move the generator down here so it'd be easier to get to. I added a wall around the edge so it'd be less likely to fall off. I mean, I can still manage it. I'm talented like that, but it'd be less likely. I did, however, let's see if it's working. Yeah. Well, no, still kitties. Well, I paved over this area in the middle of our field because this was all jungle biome, and I think that's what was spawning these cats. So this is all forest, so I extended our field out this way, and we're getting more sheep, pigs, that sort of thing. That's all desert, which means that the grass doesn't spawn anything. There's no point in having grass over there. A little bit of swampland, I think, over here, which is kind of fitting considering that's where our mycelium is. Other than that, let's see. As you can probably see, I made a squid spawner. Basically, it's just was it I think it's 4 deep, little pit down there. I put 4 pieces of glowstone at the bottom so I kind of see, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to see them in the dark down there. And then I put a 1 deep, I covered it over with a one block high ledge around the edge, then filled it up with water. So it would be a 1 deep pool of water, and then knocked out the blocks underneath so it flows down all the way to the bottom and creates this big cube of water. Now, using the squid ink that I got from them, I made dark glass. So you can actually now see inside. You can see what's going on in there. There's nothing in there right now because our grinder has been going like gangbusters. I actually made this spawn room smaller because, as it turns out, a grinder can only work on a 5x5 areas. Whenever I first built this room, I assumed that they would accept upgrades, but they don't. 5x5 is the max unless you want to put more than 1 grinder, and this will work fine for our needs. However, it doesn't seem to be creating as many Endermen as it used to. but that's what I intend to solve today. As you can see, I've got the output coming out. I've got some of the more common stuff going into barrels. This is set to accept bows, and yeah, I've got one interpearl, I think. And the rest of it sits in here. Been getting a lot of armor lately, so I've actually got on right now almost full suit armor. Got butter shoes, butter leggings, got butter basically slathered all over my lower half, and a chain helmet. Not quite sure where the chain helmet came from. Seems like a pretty rare item. I guess something dropped it in there. Anyways, it just showed up in the chest. As you can see, I've got the fluid duct for the mob essence coming directly out, and going all the way over here to this drum, which is now actually full. Perfect. And I've got both of these areas set up off of the generator. I removed the survival generator because it wasn't really putting out enough power, and hooked up this furnace generator instead. Put a hopper on it so it feeds wood in, which comes up here to a grinder, which we have set up, and a empty slot here, which is where we're going to put our autospawner, which is what we're doing today. For an autospawner, we're going to need to, first of all, capture what we want to spawn. As you see, I had a bit of an Enderman problem, because whenever I went to make the grinders, the mob grinder over there, dark room, bigger, or smaller actually, I first tried making it bigger, and just having the mobs drop off a ledge into that little room. But I had water pushing them. It worked really well. I mean, I was filling the room up faster than it could kill them off. But I had water pushing them off a ledge into the room, and anytime that a Enderman would spawn in that bigger area, it would drop off into the water and then immediately teleport out onto my platform. And they were getting to be a nuisance. They kept digging up all my dirt, carrying it around, placing it out, placing it in other places, and they were just, yeah, they were driving me mad. So I took all that off, made the room smaller instead of bigger. It seems to work okay. Like I said though, Endermen aren't as common, so we're going to make a autospawner to try to fix that. Now, an autospawner isn't going to be worth much if we don't have something to spawn. So what we want to do first, I believe, is make a safari net. Now, it only takes only a specific type of safari net will work with an autospawner, and that's a reusable one. You can't use a single use or jailers or any of that other thing, anything like that. Yeah, you got single use, jailers, or reusable. Not quite sure what jailers is for. Don't know what the point is of that one, but we're going to be concentrating on the reusable ones, which is 4 ender pearls and a gas tier. No, but how do you get a gas tier? Well, I made a boatload, stack or so of soul sand with our witcher water over there, and sifted it and got a gas tier, which is, where did I put it? In here. There it is. And as usual, I've got an inventory full of useless junk. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, I also, you might have seen it in there, I put in made a little pen, and took the dirt out, and dropped our bucket of blue slime in there, and it's slowly spawning slimes that we can kill for slime balls. Oh. Another one hasn't spawned lately. It does, it spawns them really slowly, I believe. Right. So we need 4 ender pearls. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is half of our ender pearl stock, but that'll work. That should be fine. Let me put this away real quick. Oh, oops, wrong one. There we go. And let's see. gas tier, and 4 ender pearls. Yeah. Alright. And again, I've got ore in my pack. I really hate this system. We need to just rip. I'm thinking about whether I've got the power for it or not, just ripping it out, putting in a laser drill and calling it a day. But laser drills require so much resources, I believe. An ME system would really help in building them. Alright. So now we've got our safari net. So we can catch an Enderman sooner or later. We'll keep an eye out for one while we're doing the rest. We also need the auto spawner. Lamb Factory Reloaded has a bunch of cool little machines. Auto enchanter, auto jukebox, which that's weird. Auto brewer, auto anvil, auto disenchanter. That's kind of cool. But the best one is still the auto spawner. Yeah, auto brewer makes potions, I believe, automatically, which is pretty cool. I mean, if you like potions. Anyways, auto spawner. So, 2 plastic, no big deal. Nether wart, got a bunch of that from our soul sand. Machine frame, okay, that's pretty standard. Iron, gold, and glass. So we need more iron and a little bit of gold. There's our gold. Need more iron. Put our invar away. Still got our invar for making that harvester over there. Or not the harvester, grinder for our spawn room. Let's see. Spawner. Okay. What am I missing? Oh. Iron's still in a block. Same problem I always have. Because I am an idiot. Alright. Gives us machine frame. And let's see, magma creams. We've got the slime for it. We just need to add, what is it? Blaze powder. And I think it's 1 blaze powder per magma cream. So, yep. So need 2 of those. And 2 emeralds, the redstone reception coil, no big deal. Oops. Gone. 2 emeralds, 2 plastic, nether wart. Okay. 2 emeralds. 2 plastic. And a nether wart. I think I put them all in here. There they are. And another wart. Alright. Which gives us the auto spawner. Yay! Alright. Of course, now that I've fixed that and I actually want Endermen to spawn, they're nowhere to be seen. That's alright. We'll get to that in a second. Alright, so supply it with power and mob essence and put in a egg for the mob you want and it will create it. What we should actually do is put in a iron door, I believe, so we can get in and out of there pretty easily.